Pickle, it's time. Let me check my watch. Can you check your watch? It is time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score some great deals on award-winning Honda. Stop by your local Honda dealer or visit ntxhondadealers.com to learn more.
If you've got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, get them in the comments. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We'll answer as many as we can up until Steph has to leave to go back to his big boy job. So we'll get to those. Let's do a little Thursday recap because you guys, three of you.
Yeah, and Mike Roach and Guy Frazier.
Oh, wow, rolling deep.
Yep.
It was a crew
Out
last night.
at the new Crowley Stadium.
Yes.
Does it have a name or just Crowley Stadium?
Crowley ISD Multipurpose Stadium is what they're calling it for the moment. I'm sure the sponsorship.
I think it was Sports Complex.
Well, the whole complex. the whole thing is the sports complex.
Oh my gosh, did you go around, when you left yesterday, did you go around where all the glass was, like that entrance to the VIP thing? It was gorgeous.
Yes, beautiful. It's a lovely stadium, and talked to the assistant athletic director, Greg Williams there, and they are open for playoff business. They are wanting to host some playoff.
It
now,
looks.
they need to. There's still some cleanup to be done. I mean, literally, I think they got it done like that afternoon. Like, probably it's still. And the road getting in was close. It's just some work to be done. But
if
the
you've been to the new Legacy Stadium down in Houston, like the Tomball Stadium or the Spring ISD at Planet Ford, it looks incredibly similar in design to that.
They did a nice job.
Which is a nice flavor in the DFW because we don't have many stadiums that look like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And the football was pretty good.
How about that?
North Crowley Panthers improved to 3-0.
Do people call them No Crow?
There's some No Crow talk, yeah.
Okay.
No Crow.
I think I want to call them No Crow.
Yeah, they. I'll tell you what, their defense is legit. Lovejoy's offense is powerful, and
Lovejoy just got done hanging almost 700 yards on the number one team in 5A Division II.
They were down 4. Lovejoy had 3 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Now I was a little worried because I was telling Mike Roach, I was like, man, it's only 14-3. Feels like North Crowley should be up 24-3.
Yeah, and score was not indicative of how dominant North Crowley was that entire game.
Yeah, the second half I thought Lovejoy played better. Second half, but North Crowley was still the better. I mean, they were a better team.
Yeah.
The first half they were completely dominant. Second half was a lot closer, but North Crowley.
Well, they had a great game plan going in, really utilizing their run game because that Lovejoy defensive line looked rough. Their linebackers were good, and they would wrap up and tackle, but they were guaranteed to get 4 or 5 yards off the defensive line every single time.
The physicality hurt him. And Peyton Pierce returned. He had been out. He didn't go through spring ball with an ankle injury. Then he'd been out, I think, since the start of camp with mono. So he looked good, but you could tell he was shaking off the rust. I think as he gets back in the groove of things, Lovejoy's defense will be better. But North Crowley is legit, and
speed.
I think if they can beat Trinity, which I think there's a strong chance of beating Trinity, I think North Crowley could go 10-0.
Yeah, Trinity, they're in District 3-6A. That's the Trinity district. Now Trinity's 0-2 right now.
They're struggling.
Yeah, they better beat Marcus tonight to turn it around, because otherwise that would be they'd be staring at 0-3. Because Marcus is an 0-2, but they're in that's an anxiety bowl as a podcast I'm fond of.
Oh, really? Yeah, 2-2 teams.
Marcus and Trinity, because somebody's going to be entering district played 0-3.
I'm gonna call it the hold on to your butts bowl.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be 0-3 and those are two teams with high expectations.
Exactly.
Too. But of course, the head coach of those North Crowley Panthers is Coach Ray Gates. They are now 3-0.
He was pretty excited last night.
Let's find out how excited.
Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football here at the beautiful new Crowley ISD Multipurpose Complex, here with the head coach of the 3-0 North Crowley Panthers, Coach Ray Gates. Coach, congratulations. Big win tonight over Lovejoy, 28-20.
Absolutely, man. This was an amazing atmosphere tonight. It was electric. Our kids were ready. They were prepared for the challenge we talked about all week, about the moment, seizing the moment. And this opportunity is only going to come once in a lifetime, and when it's over, we need to be on the right side of history. And so we did that tonight. We hadn't been 3-0 since 2005, and I can't tell you the last time we beat a ranked opponent. And so I'm so proud of these guys. I'm proud of my coaches. I'm proud of our kids. They represented our community in this brand new stadium right tonight.
All right, let's talk. I want to talk about your defense first. I thought that's a really powerful offense you guys went against tonight. And to hold them to 20 points and 3 points in the first half, I thought was huge. And we talked pregame. You mentioned you wanted to control things up front, get pressure on their quarterback, kind of get him off his spot. And I thought y'all did that. But in the press box, I thought your secondary was outstanding. They were not beat all night. They were right there getting their hands on footballs, making those windows really small. Those guys had a great game. Did you see that did you think your kids had that in them?
Absolutely. From day one. And again, it was a challenge. I challenged those guys. All the talk going into this game was about their D1 receivers, 4 D1 receivers, and our secondary took that as a challenge. This was an opportunity in front of everybody on a Thursday night, a marquee game. Everybody knows what they can do with the football on offense. And those guys stepped up tonight, and they shut down one of the most powerful offenses in the state of Texas and arguably the best receiving group in the state of Texas. So if my guys, and I'm telling this to all the coaches, if you don't come to North Crowley and get these guys out of my secondary, you're crazy, because they put on a show tonight.
Offensively, I thought your sophomore quarterback managed the game really well. He had that one turnover early in the game, and you would think, a young guy like that, maybe things kind of get away from him. But he looked like you guys talked to him. He stayed the course, and I thought he managed the game well. When he needed to make plays with his legs and his arm, he was able to do that.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things we always talk about is next play mentality. You miss a play, flush it. I literally do this, and they say flush it. You make a play, flush it, and it's the next play. All right, and we're not going to be defined by one play. And so we want our guys to be able to capture that moment and understand the importance of that as the game goes on. And the more plays that we make, the better it's going to come. And also you got to understand that this is a team and it's a group. When one guy makes a mistake or turns the ball over or blows an assignment, the other guys come to his aid as well. They pick them up, and that's what's important in games when you're going to play teams like Lucas Lovejoy that can come and strike. We didn't shake. We weren't rattled. When they scored, I knew we were going to answer, and I knew this defense. Put it on this defense. We're going to ride them. These guys have shown it. They're proving they're hungry. They show up every single day. So I'll ride with them all day, every day.
Thought in the first half, especially your big wide receiver, Kamarian Pimpton, was outstanding, making a lot of plays. He had my guy Ishmael Johnson loving him on the sidelines. He was making plays. What makes him such a special player there for you guys?
Well, he's humble, number one, and he comes from a good stock. He has mom and dad that's there. It's a family that's a faith-filled family, and his energy and his atmosphere when he's around our kids, it rubs off on our kids, and he's a leader. Not just by what he do, but what he says. And when he speaks, our kids, they definitely listen. And so we can use him in a lot of different ways, and we're going to move him around on this field to utilize his skill set. And so when we find the matchup we like, we're definitely going to him, because I know he's going to make more plays than he doesn't. So for us, he allows us to be so much more dynamic on offense when he's out there playing for us.
All right, you had played on Thursday night tonight, so how do you adjust the schedule? Because you're a little different the rest of the weekend. You're going to give the kids tomorrow off. You guys going to go scout? What's the game plan for you guys?
Yeah, we're gonna work tomorrow. After school, we're gonna work. For us as coaches, we're on to the next opponent. It's 24-hour rule. Flush it. Next week is going to be district opener versus Pascal. And what we did this week won't feed us next week. And so we're always talking about our preparation and how we're going to approach the week. And so we'll make sure our kids come in, we'll watch the film, we'll make the necessary corrections. We'll break down film and get on our next opponent. And then we'll go out and we're probably going to go watch some football.
All right, final question for you. You were talking about getting fed. Pregame, you had a little barbecue, a little pregame meal. What's the postgame meal looking like?
Man, I don't know if I'm even going to get some sleep tonight.
You too fired up?
I'm fired up to the 10. And so I got to be up 5:30 here in our stadium. They're going to have the news station here. I'm going to have a big pep rally, all that. So I'm ready to go, so I may not eat.
Well, the DCTF crew, especially Miss Pickle over there, she's ready to try some of that Coach Gates barbecue. So we're ready.
Whenever you got to call me. Let me know. I know you said y'all wanted ribs.
Pickle saw the ribs that I had last time, and she was ready for some. So.
I got you. So, Pickle, you call the menu. I got you.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the season. Hopefully we'll see you come playoff time.
Absolutely. Love you, boy.
Great job.
Yeah. Menu setter. It's me.
I don't like that.
Well,
I like everything about that interview except that particular part.
Well, go to the game and maybe you can choose the menu. I was there, so he's going to let me.
I mean,
you show support, they show support back.
Here's my thing. I think Pickle can select the barbecue. She's from the Hill Country, and they do barbecue well there.
They do.
I feel like Pickle, number one, it's probably with Coach Gates' barbecue. Probably can't screw it up.
Don't ask for like sushi. That is my one request.
Yeah, it's me, big sushi gal.
I don't know. I don't know your life.
She is varmint gal. So
she is varmint gal. She does love varmints.
Yeah, no varmints.
Yeah, no varmints. Yeah, that's a real actual request. I'm being serious. Do not ask him to barbecue varmints.
Fine.
Good.
Rabbit's not bad.
Begrudgingly.
Elsewhere last night, relatively, the big game last night was probably Denton Guyer, besides, of course, North Carolina Lovejoy, Denton Guyer's win over Lancaster. I want to talk with Powers about it because he was at the game, but I'm inclined to come away pretty encouraged by both those teams.
Yeah, Lancaster hung around for a while in that game. The Guyer pulled away late, which, not surprising.
The top 10 6A team.
But Lancaster hung around late, so I feel good about Lancaster. South Lake Carroll Division I, Division II watch.
Oh, Keller Fossil Ridge.
I've been telling you guys, Fossil Ridge is legit, man. It's a nice win for them.
And I also like the other thing, because I was looking at that last night, like when you texted me about that. I was looking at their district. I'm like, well, how is District 4 6A shaking out? And like right now, okay.
I mean, Carroll's
getting in.
Yeah, Byron Nelson looks good.
Byron Nelson's probably getting in. I would say so.
After that,
Fossil Ridge might be the third best team in that district.
Eaton's struggling right now. They're young.
Fossil Ridge, Keller's off to a hot start.
Keller High got a nice win. They went to Odessa last night and throttled Odessa High. Really nice win for the Indians there. Keller Central, Keller Timber Creek. I mean, all the Keller schools typically just kind of all beat up on each other. So,
but I haven't been super impressed with Eaton. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So keep an eye on that one.
Down in the Valley, big win.
I didn't see this.
Big win for PSJ North.
Oh, I did see that.
Holding off Laredo United South. Laredo United South really pushed PSJ North, and we're looking ahead 2 weeks.
Well, and that's a big classification difference too, right?
Yeah,
6A versus 5A. Yeah. And we're looking ahead 2 weeks to that potential showdown with PSJ North and Vela on a Thursday night. I might be there.
The other thing,
PSJ North comes away with 26-21 win. Nice win for them.
Nice win, and people are going to say, oh, well, Laredo United South.
It's
6A. Yeah. It's a solid 6A team. They're better than the record indicates. I think they're 0-3 now, but they're better than that 0-3. They played a tough schedule.
Playoffs, I bet.
And that was in Laredo. And if you're not,
trip.
That's a hard Thursday road trip to go there. So that's a very business-like victory there.
Now Vela, on the other hand, on that same vein, 54-7 over West Coast. The SaberCats they're really good.
They're really good. Keep an eye on those teams from the Valley in 5A Division 1. Austin High. Did you see this?
Yes,
Austin
I saw
High
your tweet the highlight out.
Anderson.
The Fighting LPs went down.
Austin High beats Anderson. I would say a pretty sizable upset there.
Long field goal.
And I was going to say, what was it, a 48-yard?
Yeah.
My goodness.
And how about
Legit.
that? I saw that crowd.
Man, they were
a fantastic Thursday night crowd.
At House Park.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the video of them making the field goal with the view in the back, that's
very
good stuff.
I've not been again at House Park is my bucket. I want to get to House Park, and I'm going to get there. Even if I have to see a terrible game, I'm going to get there. Yeah. So, which I probably will see.
I was going to say, this is you. Let's talk about that. That's never
me.
Never
terrible game guy.
Okay. Elsewhere, other games that were out there. How about the can I interest you in the 3-0 Pinkston Vikings out of Dallas ISD?
That was a battle of unbeatens last night.
Yeah,
Seagaville. Yeah. So, congrats to Coach Lewis and Pinkston for the win. That's a huge win for them.
Yeah, it really is. Pearsall's 3-0. They were 0-10 last year.
Blew through San Antonio Memorial last night. It was a
Ruben De Leon, new coach,
first-year head coach. Yeah,
fantastic.
Another one other result.
The Bills won.
Yeah, Mike Roach was fired up.
Was he? Was he watching that game?
I got that. I'm off to a 1-0 start.
San Antonio Reagan and San Antonio Clark. Reagan dominated the second half for a big win. I think Clark's a good team, and Reagan put it on. That's a nice win for the Rattlers.
Reagan looked good when we saw him at the KSAT Classic.
Lost by 1 to Smith Valley. They
have some explosive runners. Like their rushing attack is good.
Yeah. It was pretty quiet. The Houston Klein Collins, I think, got a nice win over Summer Creek. I was watching that game on Texan Live. That was a nice win for them. How about Amarillo Caprock improving to 3-0?
How about 3-0
Pampa
Caprock
last night? That
was another battle of unbeaten.
Yeah.
Pampa was 2-0.
Yeah, Caprock with the big win. And shout out to Lubbock High.
Yeah,
Juan Rodriguez there. That's a program that struggled for. They're 2-1 now. Nice win over Levelland. First-year head coach Juan Rodriguez there at Lubbock High. Congrats to the Westerners for going 2-1.
Doing work. All right, let's get some questions. Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. If you got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, get them in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Direct them to Ashley Pickle. You have to say, Miss Ashley, I have a question, and then she'll ask the question.
Don't call me Miss Ashley.
Miss Ashley, do we have any questions?
God, that's awful.
You get 6 hours with me tonight.
Screen grab that face.
Defeat. That was defeat. I felt that. Like
yes,
I had to.
I could see it. That's what I'm saying. Screen grab that.
I had to.
Where's Ishmael
John?
Where's Ish when you need him?
Somebody start a Twitter account that just tweets screen grabs of Pickle's face.
That is an amazing idea.
Oh my god, just like Pickle face, just like.
Man, you got one coming in the vlog this week. We've got good vlogs.
You are our Jim Halpert.
Yeah, I look at the camera and it's like.
Okay, I will send a T-shirt of your choice to whoever can launch like pickle faces. Or something.
No,
Faces
we're
of
not
pickle.
doing this.
Go on.
Please follow me so I can follow you back.
That we are very excited for, the aforementioned Timpson Bears taking on Dangerfield, and this is one that I think we're all really hyped up.
People
about
have
this
heard
one.
me yammer on in the picks about it. I'm interested in your take on this.
You should read my preview, sir.
Oh,
Premium
okay.
content right
Call
there, baby.
him out.
Bam.
Call him out.
Premium content. If you're not a subscriber, no, I think it's gonna be a great
Not a
game.
subscriber, boo.
Yeah. Are you not a subscriber? Then you don't get to hear my opinion.
You know what? Go read the article.
No, I think Timpson's not the best player on the field.
Yeah.
But Timpson doesn't have that dominance in the trenches like they had last year, at least not yet. Mm-hmm. And I think matching up with Dangerfield and all this, Dangerfield can match and exceed Timpson in their speed across the board. You got Bubba Hampton, the Texas commit in the secondary. You got a lot of playmakers there for Dangerfield's going to be one of the few times that Timpson's not the most athletic team on the field. Mm-hmm. Don't know how they're going to react to that, so I give the edge to Dangerfield here.
I think I give the slight edge to Dangerfield as well, but I'm also inclined, kind of like what we were talking about with Lancaster and Geyer, that if Timpson hangs around and is pretty competitive with Dangerfield, which I expect they will be. Mm-hmm. If they do that, that's only going to, for me, solidify their place among the 2A Division I elite.
Agree.
Like that's kind of where I'm at on it.
Well, and Ish and I were talking about this yesterday on the way to the game, but Dangerfield, even though they're a classification bigger, I feel like if they can pull this one out, they kind of solidify their spot as possibly a Region 3 favorite there.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. I think
now
spot on.
The one thing Dangerfield will lay a stinker on you.
Yes,
they will do that. Mm-hmm. And so I worry, the stinker could happen at any time. So worried about that with Dangerfield. They're always good for at least one or two every year.
Right. It'll come down to that Wascom game, probably.
Oh yeah, I think you're absolutely right. What's next, Pickle?
Up next, let's kind of stay in that same classification here. Let's go Shiner and Post tonight.
Yeah, I'm geeked up about this game because I think this Post team in a 3A Division I Region 4 that is that doesn't have an alpha right now. I would say
D2.
Yeah, D2. I think Post can be that alpha. This would be a real feather in the cap if they were to go to Shiner and get a win. And I know that that's a 3A versus a 2A, but I think this game has a chance to really steal the show. Shiner, I am this close. I am this close to completely forgiving the Week 1 loss. Okay. I'm this close. I'm not there yet. But if they go out there and they beat both, and especially if they do it impressively, I'm there.
Want a hot take?
Yeah.
Like a hot take?
Uh-huh.
You ready for this, Pickle?
Here we go.
I think I heard your hot take last
night. Do you have the
sounder?
Well, that's some production value. I think Shiner's going to roll tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned that last night.
I think Shiner's going to roll.
Okay. You're a believer?
Because we have Poth at, 6th in that classification, and you think that's a little high.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, but I mean, they haven't done anything yet to disprove it, but I just don't trust Poth.
See, and I'm on the other side of that. Maybe it's because we talked to Jeff Luna last week, and I just bought into what he was selling. I think Poth is better than what we think that they are.
I think their defense is legit. I think their defense is legit, and I think that's going to be a real challenge because last week, excuse me, Industrial
was aggressive.
Industrial was swallowed a fly.
So aggressive.
Industrial. I'm not sure. Like, defense, in my opinion, is not Industrial's game this year in 2022.
Yeah, they're struggling.
I think Industrial's
they're struggling
down,
defensively.
period.
Yeah, they are.
Hallettsville it is, and Hallettsville held down Shiner. Now, how much of that is new personnel, week one, blah blah blah. Like, we'll find out a lot more. I am not. I think I took Shiner, but I think it's gonna be close.
Okay,
I'll say that.
All right, I think I got
one of us
Shiner
will be
to
right,
blow out,
or both of us will be wrong.
Yeah.
Find out.
I don't know.
Monday.
Odds are both of us will probably be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Post gonna launch him into the sun.
Yeah.
68-0. Shiners decided to fold their football program.
We're calling it quit. The third loss under Boddicker, and you're done.
Yeah,
like three
Boddicker,
we
like
can't
like
continue.
3 losses.
That's
That's my
outs.
limit. That's my limit.
We're done.
Yeah. What's next?
people very interested in 2A. What is the chances of Hawley winning it all?
They look the part. I'll tell you.
I think they're going to blow through that side of the bracket.
It's next week. Next week they get Albany, I believe. Let me double check that. Hawley is
325 is going to be on fire.
Yeah,
that week.
Hawley is at Albany.
Albany
is
they've merged.
Is at
they've consolidated schools.
Yeah, Hawley's at Albany next week.
That's
a certified banger. Yeah. That might. I haven't done all my deep dive research, but that might be the game of the week.
We need to talk to our friends at Bally to make sure reporters at that game.
Fairly certain.
That's
a huge game. I think Hawley is legit. I think that their defense is perhaps even better. One thing to remember about this team, when they made the title game last year, they were real junior heavy. Mm-hmm. Real junior heavy. And so they're experienced, and now they've played in big games before. I think they'll beat Eastland tonight. Mm-hmm. And then next week against Albany, if they come away with that, now that is a 2A Division 1 over 2A Division 2, so I'm not going to go super crazy. But then you're kind of leading up to, at the end of the year,
the Cisco game,
home to Cisco, and there's your real,
I think
cutting game.
I think there's a great chance Hawley. I think right now, if you ask me, Hawley's the favorite on the left side of the bracket. Mm-hmm. Region 1, Region 2, Hawley's the team to beat.
Who's in Region 2? Like Crawford?
Coleman, Crawford, and Marlin's really struggling. So right now I say Hawley's the team to beat.
Like we talk a lot about the Brooks brothers, singular Brooks now, and
Brooks brother.
Terry Buzzy at Timpson. I Casey Shields needs to be up in the conversation for one of the star athletes.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
They scrimmaged Graham, and I remember a coach from Graham telling me Hawley scrimmaged Graham
2A against 4A,
and he was like, "Hawley's gonna be a problem." He was like, "They were a problem for us," and I was like, "Okay."
Okay, let's round this all out because this will be our final 2A Division 1. But Refugio and Edna.
Wow, just a lot of 2A questions.
Yeah, everyone is into it.
I love it.
2A day, love it.
Yeah, a lot of the same questions that we have about Refugio that we have about Shiner. It's kind of impossible to.
Well, Edna's 3A Division 1, right?
Yeah,
because they're in Region 4.
They're punching up big. They're punching up big time.
They're probably
the
toughest
big time.
competition for Lano.
This is to me the same. This is to me the same thing that I'm looking for. I don't need Refugio, especially on the road. I don't need them to go out and beat a team that's a full classification ahead of them. What I need them to do is show some fight more than what happened when they played against Hitchcock. Because that's fair. The only red flag I have for Refugio right now. Like it's easy to say because we spent a week panicking about them. The only red flag I have is not that they lost to Hitchcock, but they were kind of fundamentally non-competitive against Hitchcock.
Punted into the sun.
Yeah, they got beat badly. And so if they go out there and they hang with Edna, I'm going to be like, all good. I think Edna's legit. I think that they're probably my favorite in that region right now. And yeah. So by the way, Hitchcock won last night. They played at Lamar.
Dude, I'm telling you, I am on the Hitchcock bandwagon. Yeah, I made that known in June, and I'm not letting that go.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I look at this game, and Edna didn't play their best game and still beat Bay City.
Yeah.
A 4AD1.
And we were hyped on Bay City heading into that week.
Didn't play the best game, they still beat him. I think Edna I think we could see. I don't know if Edna's going to beat Refugio as bad as Hitchcock did, but I think Edna wins comfortably.
Edna gets Refugio this week and then Sinton next week. So we will learn a lot about the Cowboys these next 2 weeks because then they get into district and I think they're now that Industrial's looks like they're kind of down.
They'll be heavy favorites.
They'll roll through that district in my opinion. All right, what's next, Pepper?
First off, Derek Del Rio said to tell Matthew thanks for the recommendations on Macalso's.
Oh, Macaluso's, yeah.
That.
Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Italian
he said it was
food.
Fantastic.
There you go.
So there's that. On the second
Another
part.
satisfied customer.
On the second part of that.
We got to have, what's the step version of Yelp? Like, there's a...
Stelp.
Let's just make it Stelp.
Just completely curb them.
Can we get Rob and Rudy to set that up for under the Dave Campbell's umbrella?
Stelp.
My food reviews and recommendations.
I love it. It can have a smiling, how many steps does it
How many ball caps?
How many ball caps? Oh, we're on to something.
Where is Rude's?
Let's go. Hey, we're going to end the show. We've got sales pitches today.
Sales pitch. We want to cut, though. We all three of us need to cut.
All right, on to some bigger school ball with Alito and Denton Ryan grabbing the first 2 playoff spots, probably, in 3-5A Division 1.
By the way, Alito did win last night.
They did.
Their district winning streak 104?
Yeah.
Something like that. The next time that'll be in peril is against Ryan in a couple weeks. So,
yes.
Anyway.
I don't know. Okay, go ahead, Pickle.
Ooh, we got hot takes.
Oh?
Hang on. We'll get to the hot takes. Burleson Centennial probably getting the 3rd seed. Who do you think is going to get the 4th seed in that district?
That's Burleson Centennial. Watch out for them. That's my team. I think they can push Aledo.
Okay.
They are a pain in the butt to play because they run the flex bone. They got a 3-year starter at quarterback who can operate that system. So just keep Burleson. Their computers love Burleson Centennial. So keep an eye on them.
Yeah, they get a back-to-back week 8, Burleson Centennial week 9.
Hit me with your hot take.
That was my.
That was
hot
it.
Oh,
take.
okay,
Burleson
okay.
Centennial, I think could push
Gotcha.
Aledo. 4th place in that district. Man, Azel's really struggling. If I had to pick right now, I'd say the Colony.
Okay, yeah. I think that's yeah. I mean,
It's Northwest, Brewer, they're all. I mean, Azel and Brewer are really struggling.
I think you look at Brewer, the Colony,
And Northwest with Jake
and
Strong.
Northwest is still going to be in that mix, but that's a real battle royal between those 3.
I don't know if Jake Strong played the Texas Tech commit. I don't know if he played for Northwest last night at quarterback. So that may have helped with. I mean, they turned the ball over a bunch against Aledo, but if I had to pick, if you put a sports gun to my head,
This
I'm
is
saying the
not
Colony.
this is not fair, but there's 5 winless teams in that district.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Now Ryan is one of them, and they were supposed to play a team like last.
Yeah, they're
week.
0-1,
Yeah, they're
so,
0-1. So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. But who they got this week? Who's Ryan? Ryan plays.
I don't know.
They're at Azel. So
They'll roll.
Yeah.
So computer likes them by 38. So yeah. What's next, Pickle?
Let's talk about thoughts on Abilene and Midland Legacy. And
Yeah,
then, I mean, Tascosa is also playing at Permian, so it's a big, week
well,
out there in
big
the
game
Permian Basin.
Well, yeah, before they
it's a get right game for Midland Legacy after losing to Tascosa. Abilene High is really offensively challenged right now, so
You are
I like Midland Legacy.
You are all about Abilene.
Abilene's defense is legit. They
Yeah.
can their defense is good enough to make things happen. But their offense is really they have not found their way right now.
Scored 17 points in 2 games.
Yeah,
That's seems
they're
bad.
1-1.
They're 1-1.
Which tells you how good the defense is.
Yeah, they beat Cooper last week in the Crosstown Showdown,
Yeah.
14-10.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I
think
think
you're right.
I just don't think they have the firepower to keep up. Legacy will get right, and
I also think this is an important game for Legacy because they get Steele next week
And Judson.
and then Judson.
Yeah.
So they do the San Antonio double coming up, and they're going to be underdogs. I would say in both those games. So real important get right game.
Six to say
Because you don't want to be because if they lose this game tonight,
they could be 1-4.
they could be 1-4 going to the district
Yeah.
play. Now I think they'll still be fine. Sorry to interrupt,
No,
Pickle,
you're good.
but that would. I think it's important for them to get in the win column tonight.
I was going to say, speaking of upset watch real fast, Ish taking Hutto over Steele.
Man. He's riding that Hutto hot hand right now.
He said that he is highly impressed with that.
Yeah.
It's a hell of an upset pick. But if he's right, I was like, all right,
mean,
you got to start waving the banner at that point.
When we have to acknowledge Ish and Tepper and their upset watch picks. They were 3-1 last week.
He's on a heater.
He's the Roman Reigns and I'm the Jey Uso. So I'm like I'm very much just like the hype man for Ish. I'm just like this guy.
Yeah.
This guy. I think that's right. Look, Hutto's he's not way off base. Like Hutto's offense has looked awesome.
Yeah.
And for Steele, I don't think they've faced a truly awesome offense yet. Like Brennan, week 1 is probably the best offense they played. They played a wounded Lake Travis team, right?
Yeah, Lake Travis had they had a tight end. When I saw number 27 throwing a pass for Lake Travis, I was like, oh boy, not great.
I don't think he's crazy for riding the Hutto hot hand. So,
I don't think he is either.
Yeah, Will Compton still undefeated. What's next, Buckle? Let's do 2 more.
Are you concerned that the Ricebirds could be off to an 0-3 start?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Very.
yeah.
Yes.
Like very.
Oh yeah.
Now the defense. They have been awful on defense.
That's the issue for me. The issue for El Campo is because they've played 2 good teams. They played Cuero and they played Miller. But the problem is that in both of those games, their defense has been just.
But.
Okay. Yes. Agreed.
I mean, it is what it is.
They give up 43 and 49.
Yeah.
Like, and
gonna
those are
win
good
you a-
offenses, but
It's not going to win you a lot of football games.
Well, and you can
I think
outscore a team with Ruben Owens, but that's a hefty amount to outscore somebody by.
And I think tonight's an important game for them because they played Corpus Christi Vets. These are 2 teams we have big questions about. Both of them. And one of them's going to get right.
Yeah.
This is another anxiety bowl in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, Vets rolled last week. It was Alice. No offense to Alice, but it's a 4A.
Yeah.
El Campo is also 4A, but I think El Campo is a more well thought of 4A.
I agree.
So I think Vets with the win would answer a few more questions.
And this is the last non-district game for Vets.
They head into district next week.
So this is a very, I think this is a big game for both those teams. One, they could both be 1-2, and El Campo feel like, all right, we figured things out.
Mm-hmm.
But if El Campo's 0-3, they go into next week, they'll beat Wharton. But then it's like they get into district play, and you better get right. All right, Pickle, we got one or two more?
Yeah, we'll stick with another team that could end up being 0-3 tonight, but I feel like is on the opposite side of El Campo as to we're not worried about them, and that's Brock taking on Wimberley.
They could definitely be 0-3. Like, I picked Brock in the picks video, but I don't feel good about it. Wimberley, we have big questions about them because they lost Cash McCollum.
Yeah, they seem to first two games have been all been all good. I actually picked Brock as well.
Yeah,
I picked Brock last week, and they almost pulled it off. So I think Brock's going to get it this week.
I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about.
I can tell you from seeing them last week, they're a very good football team.
Yeah, there was a guy who was mad because we had him ranked, and I was like, dude, have you seen who they played? Like, they played two top 5 teams.
And by the way, they've been competitive in both those games.
Yeah, they pushed to overtime last week against Hershey.
But here's the funny thing, and we can just have an open rankings conversation right now, because I got asked today. There's a team that we've got ranked. Okay, so South Oak Cliff's an example. South Oak Cliff's going to play DeSoto this weekend on Saturday, and they're going to be underdogs. They're going to be underdogs South Oak Cliff or up to DeSoto, which means they'd be 0-3. I don't think you can, in my opinion, and maybe this is just my lizard brain. I think ranking an 0-3 team is probably a bridge too far. I think if you're 0-3, regardless of who you've played.
All right, what if Brock loses to Wimberley in overtime?
I gotta be honest, man. Like, you got nothing to show for it. You're 0-3.
Yeah, but man,
I get it. Like,
3 state-ranked 4A programs.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but it's like, but at the same time,
I still have Brock number 3 in 3A right now.
But there has to be a limit. Like, at some point, you have to get in the win column. Brock can answer a lot of these questions by just winning tonight. But I think for me, it's hard to rank an 0-3 team.
I agree. In Brock's specific situation, if you put them at like 10, put them literally on the cusp, I would be fine with that. If they lose to Gunner and they go 4-0, which is a team as good as Gunner, 0-4,
smaller.
As good as Gunner is, they're smaller and you're 0-4. You are absolutely punted out of the rankings.
It's gonna be an interesting dilemma if Brock is competitive and is 0-3.
You almost need someone else in the rankings to lose as well.
Well,
that's what you're going off of.
So, like, one of the issues, and I'll just tell you, we were talking about this last night. Lovejoy concerns me. Lovejoy concerns me. Their defense now 2 weeks in a row, I think, concerns me. I think they've and if the offense is going to be able to be stopped like that, then they're going to have some issues, right? Part of me wants to drop them out of the rankings, but in 5A Division 2, you've also got to put somebody else in.
That's the thing about Brock is like,
who else in 3A?
Yeah, you drop him out. You're dropping out, and like if Brock played the number 10 team in 3A Division, if I've dropped Brock out of the rankings, whoever is number 10. The odds are Brock would be I would pick Brock by 15 to 20 points over the number 10 team. So
it's like with our rankings. Our rankings, it's a little bit of art and a little bit of science because on one hand we need to reflect the reality on the field, which is like if you're 0-3, you're 0-3. You are, as a great man once said, you are what your record says you are. But at the same time, it's like we are also using this as a projection of like still early in the season of like we think this team's going to be better. We think this team's going to be pretty good. Like that's why South Oak Cliff still ranked. We still believe that they're a pretty good team, but there does come a point in my mind.
There's a breaking point for sure.
And for me, it's 0-3. I think 3 weeks, I think that's a large enough sample that even if you're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys and Ohio State, that you should probably try to get in the win column. That's me.
So, all right, Brock, got to win tonight.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Anything else, Pickle?
Nope, that'll be good.
Do you want to promote anything?
Yeah, we'll be on your television tonight. Tune into Valley Sports Southwest.
And I'll be in Wichita Falls tonight.
Oh, yeah. The Country Meets Matt Step Tour. Thank you, Country Meets.
Get your bug spray.
CountryMeets.com.
Yes, bug spray. Yeah, I see DJ Mann and Mark Bindle, 2 of my favorite coaches.
Are you going to eat somewhere?
If I get off work early enough, I will. Just
Where?
Depends. There's a place on Southwest Parkway that I'm going to try. It's called Texas Best Barbecue and Burgers.
All right.
Now, I need to check this place out. It looks like it's a strip mall. So if it's a strip mall and I can't see a smoker, I'm probably not gonna eat the barbecue.
No.
I might eat I might get a burger from there,
right?
But I would not get the barbecue.
Barbecue.
If I don't trust a barbecue place, I can't see the smoker.
That's a great point. That's a great kind of just life idea.
It's a life lesson. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Mark Bindle against DJ Mann. When's the last time we had a bespectacled coaching matchup? Because both those guys
They
wear glasses.
They rock the glasses. Yeah. That's a good question.
Which
now
is
Bindle,
hard
I don't
to
think he
do
wears
with
them on
the
the sideline.
headset
But he
on.
just wears them.
Bindle doesn't wear them on the sidelines.
I think it's hard to wear glasses with a headset on.
Yeah. I think that's why.
It's uncomfy.
Yeah. I want.
That's a good
There's
question.
because there's not a lot of coaches who wear glasses.
No.
Randy Allen.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes.
No, Randy. Allen?
Yeah.
Does
He typically
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
glasses on. Yeah.
It's interesting. That's why you tune into this show. For
I'm
those
usually
types of
paying attention to
insights.
what Randy Allen's wearing, then his outfit, his get up he's got on going on there.
Got that. Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.